Hey folks, the Kingdom of Hyrule is home to many mysteries. From characters with unknown backgrounds, to occurrences that are unexplainable, to my personal favourites, ruined settlements and locations with a mysterious history. Best known as on my channel as Hyrule's Forgotten Ghost Towns. I have this series going now where I've been taking a look at ruins and abandoned locations in Hyrule. The videos I've already made were all focused on the latest version of Hyrule seen in Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm expanding this series to the older games such as Ocarina of Time, The Wind Waker, and in today's video, my favourite video game of all time, Twilight Princess. With one particular location in mind, a ghost town in the depths of the Elden region, untouched for many years, infested with monsters, teeming with lost history, but yet, home to just one lone resident. Be sure to go and grab yourself a delicious snack and drink, folks. Send in a picture of you watching with your snack and drink for a chance to be featured right here. Drop a GW like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's explore the hidden ghost town of Twilight Princess. This ghost town can be found in the north of Eldin. A little up the path from the Eldin Bridge is this tunnel turnoff. Through here takes us to the Hidden Village, a small western-inspired settlement. 6 buildings, a path through the middle, and a couple of towers built up. It's in quite the state when we find it. The wooden homes look beaten and smashed up. The windows are shattered. It's a perfect example of what a ghost town is. It's hollow, quiet, and empty. Lifeless, but once home to life. It's currently infested with bulblins, ready to blast Link with arrows as soon as he's in sight. There is one lone resident living here. At the top end of the village, in the only inhabitable home, we find Impaz, an old lady who essentially barricaded herself in, a prisoner in her own home. But at least she has plenty of adorable cats to keep her company. And one of the reasons Twilight Princess is the best game to ever exist is that we can pick up the cats. Yeah. So why exactly do we visit the Hidden Village? Well, it's part of the questline to restore Ilia's memory. Earlier in the story, when she was kidnapped, she was taken here to the Hidden Village. It's here that she befriended Impaz, and eventually managed to escape with the help of her new friend, though Impaz stayed behind, and is now trapped within her home, too frightened to even open the door. This is where Link comes in, taking care of the nasty monsters outside and providing safety. He is rewarded with Ilia's charm, which Ilia had given to Impaz before escaping the village. This is a crucial item in restoring Ilia's memory, but Link does return a little later, this time to show Impaz the Dominion Rod. This results in her giving Link the ancient sky book required to venture up to the heavens and access the City in the Sky dungeon. There's a lot of questions to be asked here. How did the village first fall? Why is it hidden away? For what reason does Impaz have the ancient skybook? Well, it's now time to dive into the history and mystery of the Hidden Village. A key detail to note about the Hidden Village is what the big entrance sign says. In the Hylian language, this reads, "Welcome to Old Kakariko." Kakariko Village is a reoccurring location across the series. In Twilight Princess itself, we see a Kakariko village beside Death Mountain, similar to where we find it in Ocarina of Time, the game prior to Twilight Princess in the timeline. But it seems there was another Kakariko. Now, it's not made clear whether or not these two ever coexisted, or if the old one existed on its own first and then the current. It also begs the question of if this is supposed to be the very same village we saw in Ocarina of Time. Geography-wise, it doesn't line up as much, but that must be taken with a massive grain of salt, as geography is rarely consistent between Zelda games. If this is the same as in Ocarina of Time, that would mean it's connected to the Sheikah tribe, a group that has served the royal family of Hyrule since the beginning of Hyrule, dating all the way back to Impa in Skyward Sword. Well, interestingly enough, regarding this now ghost town, Gor Koron tells us that this place once belonged to a tribe that served the royal family. Living in secret, but apparently the tribe dwindled due to the prolonged wars. This is a fascinating piece of insight, lore that took place prior to the events of the game, and it basically confirms that this was the Sheikah Kakariko village. Though it's important to know that there are around 100 years between the events of Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. A lot can happen in 100 years. In Ocarina of Time, the Sheikah were already not super present anymore. We saw Zelda's guardian Impa, but not much more than that. Kakariko was a now publicly open settlement. Impa is rather similar to Impaz. This is surely more than just a coincidence and must be connected. It's possible that Impaz is directly related to Impa, or was at least in line to be the next protector of Princess Zelda. Something interesting to note, which might be connected to the Hidden Village, is the robe we see Princess Zelda wearing in Hyrule Castle. It has the mark of the Sheikah tribe, showing us that to some degree their connection to the royal family is still present. Perhaps not long before the events of the game, they were still in touch, possibly through Impaz herself. Some other cool, interesting details to point out are the wanted posters seen in town. It's not exactly clear who is the wanted person, but it's clear that the reward is big, as when the Hylian text is translated, it says wanted, with a reward of 1 quadrillion rupees. This mystery person suits a mustache and goatee, but we have absolutely no idea who this is or what they did. An additional cool wee fact about the Hidden Village is that it has a very similar counterpart found in The Adventure of Link, a town called Old Kasuto, another ghost town with just one lone resident. Now, a big part of these ghost towns videos is trying to visualise and get an idea of what life was like back in the location's prime. Well, first of all, it's heavily inspired by old western towns, a classic cowboy movie look to it. So if in theory we ever saw this place back in the day, I imagine it would have a sort of old western vibe to it. Now, I'm not saying there'd be duels at high noon, but the general vibe? Yeah, I absolutely see it. With it being a Sheikah-based location, I could also imagine that slow pace fitting them quite well. They are very patient, well-disciplined and hard-working people. I imagine they even trained here. As servants of the royal family living here in secret, it's quite likely they were educated on their potential duties with the royal family, as well as trained in activities such as combat, being protectors for the royals. We saw Impa from Ocarina of Time display just some of the necessary skills to be a royal family of Hyrule protector when she's alongside Princess Zelda. From riding on horseback with her, to always being around, to sick magic tricks to disappear. It's likely that this was a very close community, not a very large population, but a great connection amongst one another. Most things do add up, such as why Impa would have the skybooks. If she was related to the Sheikah, especially being an elder, it makes sense that she'd have that. The one question I really want to know the answer to is how often did they leave? It may seem like a bit of a mundane question, but when you think about it, that would be a big part of their life. Whether or not they were in here all the time, or if they ventured out. That part isn't really stated in the game. We're told that they lived here in secret. But no info on if that was an exclusive situation, or if they occasionally ventured out to the likes of the current Kakariko village, or perhaps even Castletown or Hyrule Castle. The Hidden Village is full of mysteries lost to time, and that's what makes it so interesting. We simply just don't know most of the answers. Speaking in terms of the in-game universe, immersing ourselves into this world, what does the future hold for the Hidden Village? Well, it doesn't seem like there is much going for it. The tribe that once lived here is long gone. Impaz is the sole survivor of the bygone village, and I feel like it will remain this way for a while. I can see her seeing her days out here, alongside her many cats, living a quiet and peaceful life. Perhaps with some help she'll have the place repaired and decorated a little, to make it a wee bit more nice. But in all honesty, I don't see anyone else wanting to live out here. Old Kakariko will be looked over by Impaz, and with time, turn into old history. Thanks a ton for watching. What do you think of the Hidden Village and its mysterious background? Is it truly the former Kakariko village from Ocarina of Time, or perhaps another Kakariko village we didn't know about? Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed, then be sure to drop a wee like down below, and please consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content coming your way. A massive thanks goes to my amazing channel supporters for your continued support in helping to make these videos possible. If you'd like to back the channel financially whilst getting yourself some goodies such as a shout out upon joining, your name at the end of my videos, and access to my inside scoop post, then consider becoming a supporter via the supporting links down below. My Discord server and social media links are also down there if you'd like to keep up to date with me. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day or night, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.